All right, all right. Good evening, and welcome to what I like to call Project Green Studios. We're here live. Want to just come on and talk money for a little bit here on this Tuesday evening. My name is Dallas Lanier. I'm the executive director of Project Green. Green is the Grassroots Economic Empowerment Network, and I'm here with my friend and colleague Brenda Brame. Miss Brame, will you introduce yourself as well?
I'm Brenda Brame, the program manager for the Kent County Tax Credit Coalition at the Heart of West Michigan United Way.
All right, awesome. And we're here together tonight because we are once again co hosting our Economic Empowerment Conference this coming Saturday, April 27th, uh, 2024, at the Ottawa Hills High School. It'll be from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. And we are here to invite you to come out, to be present, to take advantage of all the good information and inspiration, and to win some prizes, to shred some documents, to throw away some clutter from your home. A lot of stuff will be going on Saturday, and we hope that you will be there. This is actually our fourth time that we'll be doing this. Uh, we did it the first time in 2021, and that was still COVID time, and we were only virtual. But we had over 120 people, about 120 people there that first time, and then the next time we did it, we were hybrid, and we were um, based out of uh, the MTech Center of GRCC. Had a great time there, and we partnered that year for the first time with Latina Network of West Michigan. And then last year, again, the three organizations together were at the at Grand Rapids Public School University up on uh, Fuller. And again, it was a good opportunity. It was hybrid. But this year, it's just the two of us again, and we're at Ottawa Hills High School. Latina Network is going to be, they're still promoting, and some will be in attendance, but it's the two organizations that are hosting. And we want you to be there. Both of our organizations are here to serve our community as it relates to personal finances and economic well-being. And we've come together over these years to do this event as a means to um, cast a wide net and to get people to all come out and be inspired together, to share their stories, to hear from some experts in various fields, and to take another step towards their own financial well-being. And so, Ms. Brain, why don't you tell us a little bit about Kent County Tax Credit Coalition, and who you are, and what you do. And while you're doing that, I'm going to encourage, if you're watching this live, would you share this so that others in your circle of influence can watch it as well? And I'm going to do that same thing while I'm asking you to do it. And so, Ms. Brame, tell us a little bit about Kent County Tax Credit Coalition.
Well, the Kent County Tax Credit Coalition, we prepare taxes and e-file them free for anyone whose household income is $65,000 or less. Now, if your household income is more than $65,000, then of course we have a place to send you, because we want to make sure everyone have their taxes prepared. So we will send you to myfreetaxes.com, where if you get stuck on something, if you're not sure about something, there's a toll-free number that you can call and ask a question with a real person. What you need to know about us is that we have 10 sites that actually prepare these taxes, that we actually prepare the taxes at. We have over 175 IRS trained and certified volunteers who actually do this work for you. All you need to do during tax season is call 211 and get an appointment. Now, we also have 2 or 3 other sites who are actually doing community tax days. They would be like pop-up tax sites, where those are walk-in, and you can have your taxes prepared too. and we'll e-file them. The biggest thing to remember is that it's all absolutely free. It's at no cost. And that we're because it's no at no cost, you don't have anything to lose. We will make sure that you receive all of your refunds, all of your credits, everything absolutely at no cost, and that you get that in a timely manner, meaning that once we e-file those returns, you will receive that refund in 5 to 10 business days, as long as we have a direct deposit, where the direct deposit information where the IRS can deposit your refund. And you should know we do not only federal, but we do state and local returns too. So we're going to make sure you get everything. So that's just a snippet of what we do.
That's fantastic, and I'm so glad to be a part of the Kent County Tax Credit Coalition. And this year, my church, Journey Church, was one of those community tax sites, and so we had a team of volunteers, and uh, I'm forgetting the number now, but I think we did. How many returns did we do? Around.
I'm not sure.
No, we did.
We
Our
will know
goal.
more tomorrow when I give you some data.
All right, all
What
right.
you should know is that the significance of Journey Church GR is that they owned the project. They actually owned it, meaning they decided they were going to be a host. They recruited their own volunteers, and most of them were from the congregation. We still made sure everyone was trained and certified, and they actually manage and run their own tax sites. And they do it the way we do it at all the other sites, and they were rocking it. They had so many people each week that we were turning people away and telling them to come back or to call 211. They did a significant amount of returns, especially since it's their first year. And I'm so proud of them because they actually ran their own site with all of their own people. Even Pastor was involved. He was there. It was awesome. And that's what we like. We like when you own your work. You own your service to the community. And so we'll talk about a little about that over the weekend, at Saturday. We have a table where you can stop by and get more information on that with one of the trainers, because it is a skill learned.
Awesome, awesome. So, yeah, I know for sure that we did more than 50 uh,
Oh, yes, you did.
returns, and we
Mhm.
were able to just e- engage with a lot of people personally, and so we were just privileged to be able to serve. So let me just talk a little bit about Project Green, and then in a
Mhm.
minute here we're going to bring up a couple of our guests who will be presenting on Saturday, and we want you to hear from them. So Project Green, again, we're the Grassroots Economic Empowerment Network. We got started really um, around the issue of payday lending. Many of you may be familiar with payday loans. If you're not, we want you to know about them so that you can beware. We call payday lenders predatory lenders here in the in the state of Michigan and around the country where they still exist. uh, and so uh, we got started as the Fair Lending Advocacy Group, where we were doing a number of different uh, engagements around payday lending, we were doing direct action at payday loan stores. We were educating people through our partner churches. We were developing alternatives, and we were advocating for legislative protections for consumers at the local, state, and even federal level. And then it turned from a program into a full-blown 501c3, where although we are still directly and actively engaged around the issue of payday lending, really people go to payday lenders.
Mhm.
um, that's a symptom, right? That's not necessarily the cause, right? It's maybe they're not making enough, or they haven't um, saved enough for emergencies, or their credit isn't strong enough to allow them to go to a traditional lender, or family can, like, there's a lot of other causes, but it leads to payday lending, and then that ends up actually making their financial situation worse. And so we wanted to expand our work to not just be about payday lending, but really what are those other things that we can address and improve in people's financial realities to improve on their lives. And so we do two things now, really. Our two big buckets are financial capabilities. That's where we're looking at the individual. We're working with that individual to get them to practice good financial behaviors. And also, we used to say we're working with the consumer, but that didn't work for us because people are more than just consumers. We want people to think of themselves as more than just consumers. You're not just buying stuff, but you are a worker, you are a saver, you are an investor, you hopefully are a producer, right? Maybe you're an entrepreneur. All these things that define our relationship with money that is bigger than just consumer. But we work with those individuals, those financial agents, as we call them, to help them to build their credit score, to save for emergencies, to do a budget, um, and and we've got a lot of programs where we help people do that under the umbrella of financial capabilities. Then the other thing that we do is advocacy, economic advocacy. That's where we are working with systems to try to remove any systemic barriers that keep low to moderate income people from reaching their financial goals. And so again, one of those systems is payday lending, but we work with a housing system, we work with uh, the friend of the court, and a lot of other things as well, which we'll talk more about a little bit later and on Saturday. And so I'm going to go ahead while we are talking and bring this up here. This is actually where you can go to register for our event. Might be easier if I just also just show the website. If you go to our website, you can uh, if you go right to that homepage, you'll see um, the place for you to register. I'm also going to put it in the comments on our social media pages, and so people can click on that comment, and they can it'll that link will take them right to the page. And so if you're on Facebook, there it is. You'll see it now in the comments. If you're on YouTube watching us live, you can click on it there. Uh, but why don't we bring up our guests and let's talk to them for a minute here. I'm going to just bring both of them up and we'll have them all be on stage together. We might have to mute one at a time if we're not talking, and that'll help to avoid the echo. Thank you for doing that. And so let me introduce. I'm going to go alphabetically here by first name, Mr. Damon Drew. I'm going to introduce him. He is a representative, a financial advisor with Prudential, as you see in the background there, and have gotten to know him over the last, I don't know, year and a half or so through a number of different ways, and we've stayed connected. He actually serves our organization in providing our retirement, our 403B investment benefits to our staff, but he also provides insurance and other financial advising services to his clientele. And he's in the Detroit area, but he's coming over once again to be with us. And so, Mr. Drew, Elder Drew, would you introduce yourself, please, and fill in whatever gaps I left out?
I think you did a great job. Thank you so much for having me. And I'm excited to be involved with this organization and the program. Financial literacy is so important within our community. And I also want to just add this kudos to Pastor Lanier for their team for what they did over in Lansing recently by getting the bill passed to minimize the fee or the interest rates charged at payday loans, or I think they put a cap on it. So to those people that will continue to uh, reach out and utilize those services, at least you won't be paying through the nose. They brought it down some. It's still kind of high, but much, 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 much less than what it was in the past. So kudos to Project Green, Pastor Lanier, for spearheading that here in our state. But I'm excited to be involved with the team on putting together financial literacy. So yes, Pastor Lanier and I have been acquainted for the past couple of years. We met because I am involved with another organization that is near and dear to my heart, which Pastor Lanier is involved with as well, and it is for financial literacy. And I was over in the Grand Rapids area, and we connected from that point forward, and we've been working together ever since. So yes, we do. I do. I'm a financial advisor. Been in the business 27 years, and especially within our community, I have a passion for making sure our people know and understand how their money work for them, and to make sure that they're making it work for them. I was once working at a bank here in Detroit, that was a black-owned bank, which is a pretty decent-sized black-owned bank in the city. And the president at the time, he said to me something. I asked him. I saw him reading the periodicals. This was when I was in my 20s, and he was reading the periodicals. And I said, Mr. Davis, why are you reading those in the periodicals every day? And he said, because this is how I know that my money is working for me. And the light bulb went off. I'm going, what? Money working for you? I've never heard that statement. I never heard that concept. I knew we went out, we got a job, and we worked for our money. But to have your money working for you was a concept that I was not unaware of. And from there, it interests me and sparked, just, got my curiosity going. And I began to try and learn all I could to see how do I make my money work for me. And that's what brought me to this industry. And that's what tied me to Pastor Lanier, because they're doing something to help change the dynamic of our community. And always we're behind the eight ball, and we're utilizing resources that do not benefit us, and we're not aware of resources that are available right in our hands. So, I'm excited. Yes, we do. I do financial planning. I work with small business owners to help put together retirement plans for their organization, but I also work with individuals to make sure that they're planning for their future as well. And one of the biggest questions people always ask me in my business is, am I starting too late? What can I do because I started so late? The question is, at least you start. Let's find out where we can go from here. Don't do like the ostrich do, and he see trouble coming and he stick his head down in the sand. No, here we are. This is where we are. We're going to start from where we are and do the best we can with what we have. Just start and let's get going. So that's what I run into. And people don't think they can, they have enough money to plan. Yes, you do. We can put it together and make sure that you're in good shape. So we can do the best we can and put you on the right path. But let's just get started. That's what I always say.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Damon, and appreciate the kudos that you gave to those of us who've been working on this payday loan bill. And so there are two bills in the state Congress right now. One is a Senate bill and the other is a House bill. Both of them are identical, and they are designed to cap the interest rate on payday loans at 36%, which, like you said, is still high, but it's about 10 times lower than what the current APR is. And so the Senate bill has passed the Senate, and now we're working on the House and trying to get something to the governor's desk so that we can actually make this a law. And so thank you so much for what you said about the work that you do. And you talked about that question that people ask you, and that is, am I starting too late? Well, we're going to flip the script a little bit and talk about starting early by introducing our other guest, Dondre Brown. He's from Young Money Finance, and he and I were introduced. You remember better than me, just because you're younger than me. But I think the number, I think it was about 5 years ago, and Dondre's been doing great work, and he so much so that I knew that our work was really one, right? Even though we're doing it as two separate entities, we both are doing this work of trying to bring economic empowerment to our community. And as the name implies, he's working with young people. And so, long story short, I was just going to say, I asked him to be on our board at Project Green, and he is. And I'm so glad to have him. But Dondre, I want you to introduce yourself and your organization. And then I also want you to answer the question that Damon answered, and that is, what's a question that people ask you frequently about the work that you do? And so introduce yourself, please.
Yep. So good evening. Again, thank you, Dallas, for any opportunity that myself and our organization can be in a space where we're providing access, education, and empowerment. My name is Dondre Brown. I'm the founder of Young Money Finances. We are about 5 years old in Grand Rapids. I tell people all the time, 5 years of doing the work, but about 15 years of learning through personal experience and education, more about financial education. One of the things I appreciate about our organization in general is that one of our focuses is shifting the narrative behind finances. It can be very intimidating for any space and any community to start talking about money, but more importantly, when you feel like you're too young to do something or make a footprint in your finances. So what we try to do is we ask the question, why not start now? But we provide fun, empowering, and engaging financial education. That's one of the things that my kids try to ensure that I do, because they are also very a part of our organization, from creating our presentations to even facilitating and providing their personal experience as they're building their financial education. I can go on and on about our organization. I actually will provide more about our organization coming this weekend. So make sure you stop into our session. But one of the questions that I typically get is, how can my kids avoid some of these financial pitfalls? Many of the parents that we talk to usually say, my kids don't understand, or I want them to avoid all these things. And one of the pieces of information I always give them is help them start to engage now. Growing up, I didn't learn too much about money because I didn't really experience money management. I didn't know how to create a financial goal because I didn't have the space and the environment that allowed me to create that. So one of the things that we do is we say, send them to our camps, send them to our workshops, send them to any space that's helping them understand that financial education is a thing, and they don't have to wait until they're 18 or have a job to start to practice a healthy financial habits.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Dondre. That's great. And again, appreciate the work that you do. And so let me just encourage, if anybody, for those of you who are watching live, if you have any questions for us about the conference, drop that in the comments and we'll try to answer any of those questions. If you have a question for our presenters, you can ask those. And if they have time, maybe they'll answer it today. But if not, maybe you'll just have to come to the conference on Saturday to get your questions answered. But you want to be there anyway. So drop those questions in the comments so that we can hear from you as well. Or if you're already registered, just let us know that. Put that in the comments so that we know that you're registered and we can expect to see you as well. And so with that, so let me just mention about one other speaker. So the four of us who you see, we'll be talking to you on Saturday, and then we will also have another session that's around transportation and your budget, right? And so most of us know, our biggest budget expense is on housing. Transportation is usually number two. And so we want to think with you together about what that transportation budget looks like. And specifically, we're going to be talking about mass transportation, and even more specifically about the Rapid here in Grand Rapids. And so the Rapid will be there. Their CEO and their community engagement staff person will be there talking about the economics and the mechanics of riding the Rapid. Something that my wife said many years ago that's just stuck with me is that because we live in the state of Michigan, which is home to the big three, our transportation infrastructure is really built around vehicles. We don't have, like, if you go to Washington D.C. or New York or some of these other major metropolitan cities, there are subways, there's these mass systems that people use every day, regardless of your economic status, right? That's how you get around. But not so here in Michigan. And so, that presents sometimes some financial challenges for people. So but I think also there's just a mystery about riding the bus for some of us who haven't always done it. And so I want to kind of pop that bubble a little bit so that we can kind of see behind the scenes, like what does it look like to ride the bus. And so um, the rapid will be there. They'll be talking about it. Not only talking about it, there will actually be a bus on site, and you'll get a chance to get on the bus, practice, paying as you get on. They practice putting a bike on the front and taking that off. And so, again, if you've never ridden a bus, you want to be there for this experience and to learn about, how it might benefit you and your family. So those will be the major presentations, and then we've got some vendors and other things that'll be happening. But I don't want to keep our guests for too long here tonight. Just Miss Brenda, is there anything else that we should ask our guests or say to them? Is there anything you want to add before we release them?
I want to add that we will have. I'm a proponent of being proactive. And so many times life happens and we're reactive. So I have asked a friend of the court to be there. They're going to be present. So if you have questions about your case, you know of a case coming up, you think you're paying too much, you don't think you're getting enough, you're not sure about your parental rights, all of those kind of things, the friend of the court will have staff there to help you with that. And I have asked them to give a small presentation, but I promise you, they will be there for you. This is your time for you to have some one-on-one time with them. Look, most of us work 9 to 5, right? They're open 9 to 5. So you don't get to see them. One thing that I always hear is, I can't get them on the phone. They don't call me back. Well, hey, you can see them Saturday. You don't have to worry about them calling you back. You don't have to worry about getting them on the phone. They're going to be there in living color for you. So you need to register and be there. I'm looking forward to Young Money Finances because they rock it every year. And let me tell you something. I don't do GoFundMe pages. I love you. I love the people. But I do believe that if I can buy lunch every now and then, at least once a month, then I can leave a legacy for my family. Meaning, I would stop by and talk with Elder Drew regarding what Prudential have to offer, because it is so inexpensive to make sure that your family is taken care of when life happens. And life can happen at any age, as we see in the news. And I promise you, I don't get a GoFundMe pages because the family does not get every penny of the $5 that you donate. GoFundMe gets a piece. So why not help the people to leave a legacy and stop by to see Elder Drew? And I can tell you with an assurance that Project Green has some wonderful programs going on. I went in December to a graduation and I was so impressed. I left telling people, you have to go to Project Green. They had this program and it's so easy to participate, and you come out with more money than you put in. Now, I'm telling the truth, you all. Now, you don't talk to me unless you want me to tell you the truth. Now, I'm going to tell you in love.
Yes,
I'm going to tell you the truth. You need to come in on Saturday to get a wealth of knowledge that you can share with others at absolutely no cost too. But hey, this is all for you. That's why we're going to be there, right, everyone?
Excellent, excellent. Well, you said 2 or 3 words there. Appreciate all of that. And so, Dondre, Damon, appreciate you all. We'll release you to the rest of your evening, and we'll look forward to seeing you all on Saturday. But we're going to stay on just a few more minutes as people are joining live. So again, thank you, Damon and Dondre. Have a good evening.
Thank
you. Finish saying that. Go ahead.
Good opportunity. That's it.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you. All right. And so, um, just for a few more minutes, just want to invite people to register. So, we talked about some of the
Mhm.
presentations, um, and then there'll be some other things going on. We'll have some door prizes, which will
Oh, yes.
include, just some gift cards. Let me see. We might have a couple of comments here. All right. I see a couple comments there. So, all right. That amen was probably to some of the things that you were saying, and some hand claps, Miss Brenda, too. Um, so, um, so we'll do some giveaways, which will be some gift cards, but we'll also have a big giveaway. So speaking of life insurance, like we talked about, we're
Mhm.
putting our money where our mission is, right?
Right.
We want people to do just what you said, and that is to invest in life insurance. And we're actually going to even help people to do that by
Mhm.
giving away $500 towards the purchase of a life insurance policy. I'm going to say that again. We're going to be giving away $500 towards the purchase of a life insurance policy.
Mhm.
We have done that before, two times before. And
Right.
so if they were here, we could introduce you to those people who have won in the past. But we've talked to them, we've heard some of their stories. One of them was completely, you know, they had no previous knowledge or hadn't really investigated anything about life insurance, and so we were able to help get them started. Another had thought about it, and this was helping them take that next step. And so, um, but in order to win that, you've got to be registered and you've got to be
Mhm.
present when we
Yes.
give that drawing away. And so please register now and attend on Saturday. Um, so again, you go to our website and you will see it right there on that home page. Please register and attend. And there is a small cost for the event. It's $10. But that $10 will help to defray the cost of um, lunch, which will be
Mhm.
provided for you, um,
Right.
and then but the cost, the value of this event, and the cost for the event is much greater than $10.
Right.
So we're so grateful to our sponsors who have helped to defray the cost
Mhm.
for all of what we're doing for this event. And so uh, LMCU is our Economic Empowerment Hero sponsor, and then we've got PNC Bank, we got Old National Bank,
Mhm.
Gentex, Independent Bank, and the Black Impact Collaborative.
Yes.
LMCU.
Prudential.
Um, so
Mhm.
Prudential was last year, but they'll be
Okay. Oh,
there
okay.
presenting. Um, but so we will also have LMCU is also sponsoring a shred truck that will be there. So we just got past tax day, and maybe you want to get rid of some sensitive documents. Please bring those there. There'll be a shred truck there all
Mhm.
day, 8 a.m. until 2 p.m., and you can shred those things. And the BIC is sponsoring um, dumpsters as well. And so if you have household items, you can bring, that old typewriter or whatever it is that you want to get rid of, and you can dump those at the dumpster. So a lot of great stuff happening, along with
Mhm.
all the information that'll be going on stage. A lot of great, networking. The vendor
Right.
tables, we've mentioned just
Yes.
a few of those. We don't have time to get into all of them tonight, but
Right. Right.
you want to be there so that you can take advantage of all of these great resources. All right. So, anything else, Miss Brenda, that you would want to share with the audience tonight?
I think that's it. I just would love to see everyone there so that I can meet everyone in person and we can have fun and talk together and just fellowship. Because,
Yes.
a lot of times we don't see everyone.
Right.
And this
Yeah.
is opportunity to get to see people.
Thank you for saying in person again, because you made that point so well. But like I said, the first year we were just hybrid or just virtual. Then we went hybrid, but now this year will only be in person. So there won't be a hybrid option. We will
Mhm.
only be in person. We want to take advantage of the fact that we can get together, like you just said,
Yes.
because there are things that can happen when we are in person that they just don't happen the same when we are online. And so
Right.
um, we're looking forward to people being there in the space. And I should say too, we're going to be if you're familiar with Ottawa Hills High School, we're going to be in the mall, right? That's the the kind of where the cafeteria or
Mhm.
the cafeteria tables are. And so it's easy access. It's wide open. You won't have to deal with any stairs or what have you. Um, and so we're looking forward to that. All right. So thank you all for joining us live. Um, Again, go to our website and get registered. Bring a family member, bring a friend. That'll
Please.
make the event even more beneficial for you, because then you all can talk about it, just like when you leave the movie, right? You take somebody with you so you can talk about what you just witnessed. You can do the same thing when you leave the conference, and you can talk about how to put into action those things that you learned about during the conference.
Right. And bring the young people. The first year that we had Young Money Finance, that class was packed. Bring them too. Make it a family affair.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, thank you all, and thank you, Miss Brenda,
Thank
for
you.
committing some of your evening, and we'll let you all get to it and have a great evening.
Okay. Bye bye.